I welcome all of you on platform of YourPedia Education, and as you know, on YourPedia we are providing you detailed counseling and guidance and preparation for various interviews which are going on. So this particular video is related to the information regarding ongoing interviews in Assam for PNRD department, Panchayat and Rural Development Department of Assam Government, and Assistant Engineers, this post for which interviews are going on, and I think it is from 17th to 20th of August 2021. Now we are providing you detailed basically counseling for that, but you know, in that the most important part of the interview is related to some of the information related to government and policies of the government. You know, whenever some state government comes out with some post, like you talk about West Bengal Public Service Commission, Assam Public Service Commission, or Rajasthan Public Service Commission. So these assistant engineer jobs and similar managerial jobs and civil services jobs, PCS jobs. So in these they expect you to have knowledge about that state, knowledge about the governance of that state, the various central and state policies related to development, etc., and some more information. YourPedia prepares the detailed document which is provided to everyone, which is given to everyone whosoever requires that. So for that obviously we don't charge anything, that is not required. But yes, if you want to go for mocks and all, then there is a dedicated module which you can go for. Now this information which is provided, we make video also for this information, though not entire information is given in the video form. 70-80% of the information is here, and the rest in the document you can read, which you can get it. Now this video is related to one such basically this particular post only. I will be discussing here the information which is important and how to prepare for such interviews. That strategy and information both I will be discussing. So for this module, first of all, this is the department for which you are going for the interview. And you know, the first thing you should do whenever you get interview call from some department, from some organization, you should visit the portal of, you should visit the website of that department, and you should ransack. Ransack is the word I will use. That means thoroughly search karo uski website ko. Take pen, take a copy and pen, sit with that particular copy and pen, and go through in detail about the website of that particular department. pnrdassam.gov.in, वो website को पूरी तरह से देखो, and you should have some more information about where is the basically this head office and all. The moment you go to the website, you will get the most important information mentioned on the website, and you should see everything in that website, you know, organization, information service, documents, everything. The moment you go to schemes, Mahatma Gandhi, Narega is very, very important for Panchayat and rural development. They will ask you, are you aware about what is the minimum wages Assam government is giving in Manrega? Are you aware about that, as you are seeking a job in as assistant engineer? Are you aware about Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, you know, National Social Assistance Program, 14th Finance Commission, little bit about that. So you should have some knowledge which is there on the website. आपको देखना है वो, और copy pen लेके उसको लिखना है. Only 20 to 30% of the information is relevant for our interview. But for getting 20 to 30% information, we need to see entire website, and not only this website, linked websites also. When you will be going through this, then you will get the links, like maybe National Informatics Center, maybe Assam government link, maybe central government link. So you will start getting the links of the important sites, and you need to see that also. YourPedia has summarized everything and provided you the document, but I will still advise and recommend that you should go through on your own, because your own effort, there is no substitute for that. I will put effort, my team will put effort, that is one part of the story. Your own effort, there is no substitute for that, right? So you have to do that also. Now then similarly, you know, when you go to organization, you will get some more things, you know, State Institute of Panchayat and Rural Development, SIPRD, do you know what is the meaning of that? So these are the informations you have to seek from here. Similarly, when you were going through this website, you know, you are getting many other things like Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Urban Mission, Rural Urban Mission, you know, that is very, very important mission. Similarly, Rashtriya Gram Swaraj Abhiyan. So he will in the interview suddenly ask you, are you aware about Rurban Mission? What is Rurban? Have you heard this word Rurban? Or have you heard the word Sustainable Development Goal? You know, earlier there was Millennium Development Goal. Now they are called Sustainable Development Goal. Are you aware how many Sustainable Development Goals are there? Yes sir, 17 goals are there. So as if I join Assistant Engineer, sir, I would like to work in the direction of fulfillment of Sustainable Development Goals which Assam government has pledged to complete by this year, by this particular time. So you should know that particular thing also. That is the information which is required. E-governance initiatives, do you know even what is the e-governance initiatives? What are the various things? Yes, you should have knowledge about the Assam also. So Assam as a state, tell me with how many countries it share the boundary, with how many states it share the boundary, how many districts are there, smallest district, biggest district, what is so important about this, how many rivers are there. So all this information, general awareness about that particular state in which you are going for interview. So that general awareness should be known. And yes, the moment you go for your interview, HR interview, you say I am from this particular, I am from Tejpur, I am from this district of Assam. Okay, can you tell me something about this particular district? Where is this district and what is so? Sir, I am from Kokrajhar. So what is so special about Kokrajhar? So Kokrajhar is the district on one side of which there is a Bhutan or something like that. I am from this district, one border of that is with Arunachal Pradesh, another Bhutan. So you have to mention something like that. Sir, I am from that district from where Brahmaputra is crossing and those kind of things. So you need to know about your district, right? That is something which is required. Now information about Assam. I have jotted down all these things. I have jotted down all these things. So I am not going to teach you all this. You just read this. These are important points I put. So what are the most important point is, like out of all 7 sisters, you know, these all states, Meghalaya, Manipur, Mizoram, Tripura, Nagaland, Arunachal Pradesh, these are called 7 northeast states, sisters. So 7 sisters में सबसे बड़ी sister कौन है? Assam सबसे बड़ी sister है. इतना area है इसका और उसको Bhutan is the country जिसके साथ इसका border share होता है and other these states जिनका border share होता है. And you know there are 6 physiographic division in India, 6 geographically, and 6 में से 3 यहाँ पे हैं, Northern Himalayas, you know, and Northern Plains, Brahmaputra Plain and Deccan Plateau also. So ये 3 यहाँ पे मिलते हैं आपको. तो cultural यहाँ पे आपका diversity है, ecological diversity, you will physiographic diversity you will find it. And what kind of weather is there? Tropical monsoon, rainforest, climate है यहाँ पे. What is the population? 3.12 crore is the population. What is the population density? Approximately 400. National average is this much. What are the languages? Bengali is the official language, also Assamese is the language. So Barak Valley में यहाँ पे 3 districts हैं, 22 scheduled languages हैं जिसमें Assamese भी एक language है. Literacy rate कितना है और कौन कौन से districts में high population concentration है. So if you are from any one of these districts, you can say sir you should know these particular thing, this information you should know about your district also. So when I am saying Assam का population 3 crore है, तो आपके district का कितना है? Assam का population density 400, आपका district का कितना है? And tell me something about Assam. Sir, it is very rich in biodiversity, richest biodiversity zones in the world. Tropical rainforest है, deciduous forest है, riverines है, bamboo orchards हैं इसमें. So you need to know what is so special about that, right? And which tree is the state tree of Assam? Which tree is the state tree of Assam? And what kind of other species is famous in that? Kaziranga National Park is very famous for single horn rhinoceros. So Kaziranga National Park and Manas, this particular wildlife sanctuary, they are very famous. So Kaziranga and Manas, by any means, if your district, the place where you live, so very close to Kaziranga, you can mention that also in the interview. So that can also be done. So there are 2 UNESCO World Heritage Sites, Kaziranga and Manas. So UNESCO का World Heritage Site का significance क्या है? What is the significance of World Heritage Sites? So little bit information about that. Then how many there are 3 national parks in Assam. So you should know the names of these 3 national parks. And what is so special about this Kaziranga? One horn rhinoceros are there. Similarly, there are state bird of Assam, What is the name of that? What are the different minerals available in Assam? Coal, petroleum, limestone, etc. Largest producer of the crude oil in India. You know, these are the information which will help you to give your answer. Can you tell something special about Assam? Some 3 things about Assam. This is asked in the interviews. Okay, tell something special about Punjab. When you compare with other states in India, why Punjab? Something special about Punjab. Maybe some state is rich in agriculture, some state is rich in minerals, some state is rich in natural, maybe tourism. So you need to tell specialty about your state, why that particular state is special, right? So you need to mention about why particular state is so important and why you should mention about that. Okay, so let me go to the, we were here somewhere. Largest producer crude oil का है. Oil India Limited largest, second largest hydrocarbon exploration and production Indian public sector company. So this also is basically having its offices in this Assam state. Then you talk about Barak and Brahmaputra rivers. Can you tell something about the rivers? I told you that when you talk about Assam, talk about the biodiversity, talk about the minerals, talk about the national parks, heritage sites, talk about rivers, talk about the natural resource we have got, yes, and these things we have to tell. Now something which is to be known, it's not very good data statistics, but yes, we should know 1/3 of Assam's income and almost 70% workforce is based on agriculture, which is not good. 70% should not be based on agriculture. In any developed country it should be 25-30%, but 70% are based on agriculture. Why you want to join PNRD department as assistant engineer instead of PWD department or other departments? So what I understand is, like, India still lives in villages. In fact, in case of Assam, 70% of the workforce is dependent upon agriculture, which is largely done in the village areas. So being assistant engineer serving in PNRD department, I think I'll get opportunity to create the rural infrastructure, that can further help in increasing the income base of farmers. So because agrarian, larger occupation of the 70% people dependent upon agriculture, workforce, we are talking about the workforce here, and maybe even more people will be dependent upon that. 70% of the workforce is employed in that area. So that assumes the importance of Mahatma Gandhi, Narega and these kind of, which is social infrastructure development schemes. So that way you are to link your reason why you want to join this department. Single largest tea growing area in the world we are talking about, और इंडिया का 50% इंडिया का टी प्रोडक्शन यहीं से होता है. So natural gas, crude oil, tea, you need to know something special about your state. Okay, so वर्ल्ड की सबसे ओल्डेस्ट, सेकेंड ओल्डेस्ट ऑयल वेल इन द वर्ल्ड, तो आपको बहुत सा इंफॉर्मेशन मिलेगा इसमें आसाम के लिए. वर्ल्ड का मैक्सिमम टी, वर्ल्ड का सेकेंड ओल्डेस्ट ऑयल वेल, नेचुरल गैस से रिलेटेड, एंड ऑल दीज थिंग्स यू विल गेट इंफॉर्मेशन अबाउट दैट. Now see, since you are going for government job in particular state, you should know some designatory. You should know who is the chief minister of your state, who is the governor of your state, who is the speaker and deputy speaker of the legislative assembly of your state. So these names you should know who are the officials. And since you are going for particular department, of a state, let's Panchayat and Rural Development Department, you should also know the name of the minister of that department. So who is the minister as of now of that department, and later on I am going to give you the list of other designatory also. Now because Panchayati Raj department hai, so what is Panchayati Raj? What is the history of that? This is a 3-tier Panchayati Raj system. Abhi this is a local self government, and in 1992 through constitutional amendment it was given constitutional status. So 73rd and 74th Amendment Act are related to Panchayat and municipalities. So if I talk about only Panchayat, 73rd Amendment Act of Indian Constitution in 1992 is related to Panchayati Raj. After that Panchayati Raj became constitutional bodies, right? Article 243 of Indian Constitution mentions about Panchayati Raj, and Panchayat is a group of villages actually. group of villages, jurisdiction in group of villages, and that is an area. Now it is a self-government, basically local self-government, which is called Panchayat. Gram Sabha is the voter. Gram Sabha is nothing but group of voters of Panchayat. Panchayat में जो voter हैं, that is Gram Sabha. So the person who is not voter, जिसका भी age 18 years से कम है, he cannot be the voter. So he is not part of Gram Sabha. Kids are not part of Gram Sabha. Voters are Gram Sabha. So that is a direct democracy. Whenever some new project is to be done, so Gram Sabha decides that. So village Panchayat. Panchayat means chairperson or sarpanch, and then members will sit together in the Gram Sabha and then ask what is to be done, and people will suggest, okay, this is to be done. This is how development takes place in the village panchayats, village areas. So there are 3 levels now. One is Panchayati Raj system. It has 3 levels now. One is Gaon Panchayat, village level, and then Anchalik Panchayat, that is block level, and then Jila Parishad, district level. So there are 3 levels. He will ask you, can you tell me the 3 levels of Panchayati Raj system in Assam? So most of the funds for rural development flow to Gram Panchayat through Anchalik Panchayat. This is how it goes. Central and state government both give the funds to basically developmental funds to the village panchayats. So they are channelized by central government also, state government also. And this entire plan for development of rural areas is routed through district planning committees. So that also you should know how that planning is done. That is district planning committee. This is how it is done. And then these are the 3. These are the number of panchayats. He may ask you that how many district panchayats are there, and how many intermediate panchayats are there, and how many are the village panchayats. So in Assam, how many are village panchayats? Sir, 2201, that is. So Jila Parishad kitni hai? 21 Jila Parishad abhi hai. And how many districts are there? You should know that. So why not equal to the number of districts? So that is a question you should think of. What is the answer for that? Okay, now let's go to various important missions. I told you Urban Mission, NURM. NU National Urban Mission, NURM. Earlier its name was Jawaharlal Nehru Rural Urban Mission, Urban Rural Development Mission. It was now changed Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Urban Mission. That is the name. So as per census of India, the rural population in India is 68-70%. As I told you, that is the rural population. India still lives in villages. 78% is the rural population, and that is one of the reason why whosoever wants to do something for the society or development of the society, because this part of India is less developed and requires more effort for social infrastructure and all. So 70% of the population still is in villages, and that shows the importance of Panchayati Raj departments as far as the development of the people is concerned, right? You should have that. So then there is a basically cluster of settlements. India is not individual settlement country, it is a cluster of settlements. So different villages are very close to one another. These clusters, if are developed, these will be called urban clusters. So what is urban? RURBAN. What is the meaning of that? So this is basically the clusters of villages which once we develop, then they will be named like this. And it is basically Shyam Prasad Mukherjee Urban Mission is basically main scheme to develop these missions only. And 300 urban clusters are to be developed in the next 5 years. That is a mission for this, right? So from where? So you need to read this detail mein. You need to understand what is the meaning of that. Next is Rashtriya Gram Swaraj Abhiyan, just to strengthen the Panchayati Raj system in the country, right? So how it is to be done? The capability and effectiveness of Panchayat and Gram Sabha is to be increased. The democratic decision making and accountability is to be increased. Institutional structure is to be promoted. Gram Sabha is to be strengthened. Gram Sabha, I told you what is the meaning of Gram Sabha. So this scheme is related to that, right? Gram Swaraj, that is what self-government it is called. Now every state has some e-governance initiatives, e-governance, that means making the governance better, more accountable. Good governance can be attained through e-governance, good governance. The main trouble in our country so far has been resources are there, but utilization of the resource, implementation of the schemes has always been poor, right? So good governance, that means bureaucrats, civil servants, assistant engineers, junior engineers, whosoever is working on the government public salaries, public money, whosoever is earning through public money, they have responsibility. They have responsibility of governance, and governance should be good governance. And e-governance, governance through electronic media or something, that actually makes the governance good governance. So what are the various schemes for that? You should know that portals and all, National Panchayat portal, local government directory, Plan Plus, just go through. I want you to see once, go through the document, see once what are the various e-governance initiatives. I told you sustainable development goals are very, very important, and you should, as a technocrat, you should know that. What is sustainable development goal? Earlier their name was Millennium Development Goal, and the purpose was to eliminate poverty and promote the education, health, eliminate hunger and protect the environment. So Millennium Development Goal expired in 2015. At the onset of this new millennium, 2000 में ये सारा स्टार्ट हुआ था, 15 साल में this Millennium Development Goal is over now, and then its new name is now Sustainable Development Goal, with the 17 ambitious goals we have kept for ourselves, and 2030 agenda अगले 15 साल का, 15 plus 15. So first 15 was Millennium Development Goal, and now next 15 years is Sustainable Development Goal. So these are the targets which actually are to be met by every United Nations members, including India, right? And certain things are expected. So these are those 17 Millennium Development Goal. I want you to go through all this, because you will certainly find infrastructure is one of the goals, sir. As an assistant engineer, I can contribute here. Build the infrastructure which promotes the inclusive and sustainable growth and foster the innovation. Inclusive growth, everybody should grow, right? So that domain you can, energy, sustainable energy, I can contribute there. You can say water. So these domains you can work. Water, ensure availability and sustainable management of water and sanitation for all. As assistant engineer, you can work in this domain, and Assam has problem of potable water and availability of the water, right? Similarly, other domains also you can think of doing. So just go through these and identify some of the goals for you. Take the notes which is provided by YourPedia and note down, okay, these are the sustainable development goal, and we want to basically talk about habitation, make cities and human settlement, safe, resilient and sustainable home, cheap cost pe home, habitation, infrastructure, energy, water. As assistant engineer, you can contribute in these domains, right? So then these, government of Assam recognized these 17 development goal, and 169 targets are there, 304 indicators are there, and Assam government is seriously pursuing now for basically fulfillment of these goals. Panchayat and Rural Development Department wants to eradicate poverty and create infrastructure. And sir, I think it's a great opportunity for person like me to work in this this department and work in the direction of sustainable development goals, because that is directly impacting the life of people, right? Okay, now what is the strategy of Panchayat and Rural Development Department in achieving these goals? Just go through this, and Gram Panchayat with the different stakeholders will work for social inclusion of poor and marginalized section of society, and develop everyone. And the one of the stakeholder, is you also, assistant engineer. So Gram Panchayat and then engineering department will work together for inclusive growth. Okay, so in this, this is the department which works for poor and vulnerable groups. If you are a civil engineer working in public works department, then also that is for society or for people, but most marginalized people where you can work for them is this department only, that is rural development and this Panchayati and Rural Development Department. Okay, what is Swachh Kova Pani Yojana? So these are again now state government ne jo Assam State Rural Livelihood Mission under social development component, the purpose is to provide low cost, safe and clean water to community. They can ask you, have you heard about this scheme? and what is this scheme all about? How can it provide the safe drinking water to the people? So just go through this, and this is specially for, you know, this is specially for people, communities working in tea garden areas of Assam, to provide them this safe drinking water. Self-help group is something which is very, very important. You know, self-help group, these are very, very important. They are basically the groups which are created so that they do something. You will enable them to do something on the basis of which they can make their livelihoods. So go through this self-help group, and there are so many self-help groups dedicated for women also. So what is self-help group, and how as assistant engineer you can work, coordinate with them and do the proper activities in this. As I told you, Mahatma Gandhi Narega is a very important program started by earlier government, Congress government or UPA government, and now this is continued by this government also, and this is really helping the poor. In fact, during COVID, this was the scheme which could provide the livelihood to many of the migrants who went back. Livelihood security of the people in rural areas. So in India, right to work is only in the domain of unskilled manual work. So government promises that whosoever is 18 years and above in the family can seek 100 days of employment. So what you should know is that what are the details of that. So how much is the payment, how much 182 rupees is the wage rate given by Assam government. So maybe if this is, cross check it whether they have not changed it or something. So how many women are working in this, so what are the various activities going on it, what is the Dibrugarh district administration doing in this, why its name came in Limca book, are you from Dibrugarh, so what is so special about this, read through this. This is a very, very important program, so read through this. Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, you know, earlier its name was Indira Awas Yojana. So assistance to below poverty line families who are houseless, homeless, of how to provide them these facilities, so that you know, assistance, how much assistance is provided, 1.3 lakh assistance is provided, and how much other benefits are, how other benefits are provided. Construction of house is to be completed in how many months. So in how many months can you complete a house under Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana? So 18 months maybe can complete it. Just go through this, these details you have to go through. And then I was telling you, like Panchayat and rural development mein other officers, I told you ministers are important for you to know. Then who is the principal secretary of this department, who is the secretary of the department, little bit names you should know. So this is all about this you know, this particular interview. So you should have a document, this 20+ pages document prepared by YourPedia. Many things are not here in the presentation, so please go through that, prepare it well, appear for HR interview with us or mock interviews with us, and go well prepared for this. Hope it has helped you, it has helped you to prepare for this. And for any kind of other exams of any state government or something where you are going for interview, YourPedia is the platform which will help you, and where you can prepare really nicely for these kind of interviews, which is the last stage of your selection. So all the very best, prepare well, and you will do really good. Thank you.